Hey, what's up guys? Memento recently secured a spot in the top 64 at the Yu-Gi-Oh! NAWCQ using the Fiendsmith engine. Personally, I've always preferred the pure build with up to the 15 hand traps. However, with the release of the TCG-exclusive Aerial Eater, and its synergy with Cross Shape, opening with Fiendsmith Engraver now results in a full combo that leads to a very impressive board. So to get started, we'll start with Fiendsmith Engraver. Use Engraver's effect, add Trapped. Use Tracked effect to add Lurry, discard Lurry. Then Lurry special summons, which will do the standard Fiendsmith line. And now we can shuffle back the link 1 to reborn our other Fiendsmith. And this is important, you have to use Tracked first to fusion into Lacrima, which will then activate to reborn the other engraver, then go into link 2. We did so this way because we need up to 3 level 6 in our graveyard for Aerial Eater reborn effect. So now we'll activate the link 2 to fusion summon into Aerial Eater. We'll use Aerial Eater's effect to Foolish Goblin, and from there we could just go into Cross Sheep. Then we can activate Aerial Eater second effect. It says you can banish 2 level 6 or higher fiend monster with the same attribute as each other from the graveyard to special summon this card. Here we have 2 engravers. We'll banish both of them to reborn under the era of Cross Sheep. And Cross Sheep will trigger to special summon Goblin. And from Goblin we can go full combo. We'll use Goblin to send both Sheep and Gaddock. Then Gaddock will activate to reborn. And once Gaddock is summoned, you can add back the Sheep. Because a card was destroyed, Goblin was destroyed earlier, we can special summon Sheep. Then on summon Sheep will activate to fusion into Twin Dragon, which can add us up to 2 Memento cards. Here we'll add our extender, Horn Dragon, and our starter, Darkblade. And remember to use the fusion effect to reborn the Sheep, because Sheep also has a secondary effect where when it's destroyed you could foolish any Memento card. Special the Horn Dragon, and using Horn Dragon, the fusion, and Cross Shape, we could go ahead and go into Appaloosa. And we still haven't used our normal summon, then we can go into Darkblade. Use Darkblade effect to destroy the Sheep. And on a new chain, first Darkblade will summon Anguish. And on a new chain, Anguish, Chainlink 1, and Sheep Chainlink 2, which foolishes Mace. We'll add Combine Creation. And now we can use the Witch effect to reborn Mace. We still haven't used our Memento Fusion spell, so we'll activate Mace to add it to our hand. And now we can activate the fusion spell, shuffling up to 3 Memento monsters to go into our Combine Conqueror. On summon, Conqueror will foolish up to 3 Memento cards. We'll send itself in the trap in any Memento card. It doesn't have to be Gothic, because we want to build up the names in the graveyard. Then we can add the field spell. We'll activate the field spell because we still have the fusion engraved to pop our Darkblade. So we'll pop it to add Bone Party, which we'll use as an interruption on our opponent's turn. Then the field spell will activate. You can reborn whatever card you like, it doesn't really matter here. And from here, using these two, we'll go into IP. And now we have a really good standard board with a 3 material Appaloosa and an IP. That's protected by combined creation and the trap. So if the opponent decides to go battle phase, you can flip up the trap, and they are forced to attack into your combined creation, just like the U-Bell continuous spell. From here, we'll shuffle 5. Make sure you leave Creation King and Horn Dragon in the grave. And during the end phase, do not forget to use the fuel spell to set the trap. And now this is our board. I recommend using up the trap first, so you don't lose too evenly. Triple tactics. So you just use up the trap first. Then we still have IP to go into SP. We have 3 Appaloosa negates, negate cards in hand or in the graveyard, because combined creation paired with the trap can only negate monsters on the field. And after all that is done, you can use combined creation effect to reborn your level 9 Creation King. It says once per turn, if your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special 1 Memento monster from your hand or graveyard. So once you use that, this will act as another interruption. It will pop itself and a card your opponent controls. Once that happens, you will use the field spell effect to reborn Horn Dragon. And Horn Dragon is another interruption paired with Warm Party. So on a new chain, once this hits the field and you need to destroy monsters or face up cards your opponent controls, you can activate Warm Party, destroying Horn Dragon, then summoning Anguish. Then you'll activate a new chain, Chainlink Horn Anguish to add your Sheep, Chainlink 2, Horn Dragon, targeting your Anguish and 2 face-up cards your opponent controls and destroying all 3. And you still have the Sheep. After you use up your combined creation, you can summon the Sheep, then fusion into Memento Twin Dragon. Doing so, you will destroy Memento Twin Dragon, then add in yourself 2 Memento monsters as follow-up. That's a lot of interruptions and a very hard board your opponent to play through. Remember, this was done with only Fiendsmith Engraver without using your normal summon, thanks to the new TCG-exclusive Aerial Eater. This here is the deck list, which plays 1 combined creation, 3 Tatsu, 3 Darkblade, and 3 Anguish, which are your 1-card starters. Including your Engraver, you can play 3 of it, which also acts as a starter. You play the 1-ups, 1 Horn Dragon, 1 Sleepy, 1 Gothic, 1 Goblin, and 1 Mace. You also play the Lurry as a requirement for the Fiendsmith package with 1 Tract. You want to max out on your quick play spells, the Bomb Party, and the Fusion, because opening any one of these with your starter is basically full combo under a lot of hand traps. You play 1 of the Field Spell, 1 of the Cranium Burst, which is a very good card and hard for a lot of decks to out. Play 3 Nibiru, 3 Ash, 3 Effect Veilers, and 3 Imprem. That's 12 hand traps that can back up your combo. For the extra deck, you play 1 Requiem, 1 Mirage Light. This is to make 1 go on plus side when your opponent decides to side and board breakers. This is a good card to make. 1 Cross Sheep, which is important. 1 IP, 1 Moon Goddess, 1 Sequence, 1 Azalea, 1 SP, 1 Appaloosa, and High King Caesar. In case you have full combo, you could just go into the Moon Goddess and make this by going through your full Fiendsmith combo. And the very impressive TCG-exclusive Aerial Eater, which enabled this full combo. You could play one Lacrima plus the other fusion, however I don't recommend it, and you could just go into High King Caesar. One Twin Dragon, because this will be recycled and shuffled back using your combined creation, so you don't have to play multiple lows. And two Creation Kings. One to banish to get your field spell, and one to use for its powerful effects. This is it, guys. If you found this interesting, please leave a like, and if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to leave them below. Later, guys.